Cancer Moonshot is taking advantage of how fundamentally cancer research has changed. We can do in 5 years what would take 10 years in terms of treating cancers, curing some, making others chronic diseases.
We have spent a huge amount of time creating standards, collecting data to support those standards, and accelerating the time frame to get this technology into patients' hands.
No single entity can do that. And BLOODPAC has always been that safe space where different stakeholders, from patient advocacy, from the government, individuals within the FDA, from commercial entities, academic entities, say, what can we do together that we can't do separately?
We brought together these players for the first time. The common vision is our mission statement: to accelerate the accessibility, the commercial implementation, and application of liquid biopsy tests in record pace.
BLOODPAC has a role to play in setting the standards, in setting the approval paths, and making sure the patient has the best benefit of that opportunity.
What if we created an ecosystem together so that we could all analyze the data together? Learning from that is how we began building what we called a data commons.
The data commons is a way to more efficiently gather, manage, and analyze data to make advances. Multiple organizations working together in a pre-competitive way need a platform to manage the data and to analyze it.
We have commitment from every member of BLOODPAC to contribute to those data commons. And now we have a growing number of committees that are looking at what are the best questions that we can ask and answer through access to that data.
The NCI participates with BLOODPAC. We all have to agree on what are the standards by which these tests are done. Would a test done in Houston give you the same result as a test done in Manhattan, right? This is really essential.
The minimum technical data elements, that is looking at the pre-analytic steps. We need quality, we need to have assurances, and the ability then to have standardized data in one place in the data commons available to everybody.
These controls or contrived materials really come into play in these types of verification studies. To have confidence that these assays are working the way we need them to, but also treat these clinical liquid biopsy samples as the precious samples that they are.
The biobank now tries to design the right protocols, standard operating procedures, how you manage, how you collect, how you process, your sample to make it fit for purpose. We've taken ourselves to the highest level of perfection, for this industry.
Physicians and payers want a lot of data. They want good data, analytic validity, and clinical utility. You've got to prove that your test works.
The growing number of regulatory approvals in the liquid biopsy area and the versatility of the technology is really driving more and more clinical trials. The OCE learns about the state of the science in liquid biopsy technology and can also offer regulatory perspectives that can advance the field.
One of the areas of focus for the next 5 years is molecular residual disease.
Early detection of cancer. How can you say that it's completely eliminated? That can be important knowledge, one, from the drug development point of view, but from a patient point of view, when do you stop treatment? Each of those are important contexts that are best addressed in blood.
Cancer, it's a global disease of immense proportion. For all of us, it's to make precision medicines more available and do it faster than we would have done sitting in our own shops and working on it alone.
We've set the stage for another 5 years of incredible work together, moving towards the clinical validation and the utility and the accessibility out of the clinic and into the homes.
In 5 years, I'm hoping that technologies like these are going to be no different than how we think about getting a rapid test or a COVID test and being able to give not just data back to a patient, not just results back to a patient, but really insights back to patients.
The beauty and success of BLOODPAC comes from the pure dedication of our participants, in taking off their corporate hat to accelerate the development and approval and really and truly the accessibility of this technology for patient care.